We spend billions chasing wellness. Hydration multipliers, mood gummies, immunity powders. You drop $50 on a sleek tub of supplements, only to realize the physical effects are practically invisible. Long before we bottled wellness, the classical Islamic Tib tradition took a different approach. Their functional pantry relied entirely on cheap, single-ingredient decoctions. If you dig into traditional texts and the Quran, you will find up to 20 different drinks explicitly named for their health properties. That is an overwhelming starting point for anyone just trying to build a reliable morning routine. Look at the financial breakdown in this chart, the cost of wellness. A standard monthly supply of modern hydration, mood, and immunity supplements easily breaks $100. The raw dates, barley, and herbs for the traditional equivalents cost about $15. The catch is that the true cost of these ancient drinks isn't money, it's friction. You have to soak, simmer, and strain them yourself. And frankly, some of them taste like tree bark compared to an artificially sweetened sports drink. So we are going to run an audit. We will take these traditional claims and run them through modern pharmacology to find the interventions that actually justify the effort. To optimize your daily routine effectively, you have to ignore the historical curiosities and only spend your time on the drinks backed by hard, peer-reviewed clinical data. This contour chart maps our options. We are starting with the interventions that sit squarely in the high clinical impact, low preparation friction zone, your daily hydration and metabolic anchors. The foundational hydration drink in this tradition is nabith, made from the fruit of the date palm or dried raisins. The required input is minimal. You drop 3 to 4 dates or clean raisins into water, cover it, and let it soak overnight. As it sits, the water draws out water-soluble trace minerals and natural sugars. It creates a liquid specifically balanced for rapid cellular hydration. But as this timeline tracks the steeping process, it reveals a major trade-off, a narrow consumption window. As hours pass, sugars break down. You must drink it before it crosses this line into fermentation and becomes haram. For metabolic support, the tradition points to the leaves of the fig and the olive tree. Clinical trials show that standardized olive leaf extract contains high concentrations of a polyphenol called oleuropein. Regular consumption yields documented, measurable improvements in blood pressure and overall antioxidant status. The trade-off here is entirely on your palate. When you steep these leaves, you get a highly bitter, astringent tea. It requires significant adjustment if your baseline is sweet, modern beverages. These daily anchors force a clear choice. You give up the convenience of a scoop-and-shake powder, and you sacrifice the sweet flavor to get a low-cost, high-potency physiological baseline. Let's look at the protocols designed for neuro-mood support and acute physical recovery. For centuries, a preparation of barley called talbina has been the traditional anchor for soothing stress and grief. Modern biochemistry explains why. Barley delivers high doses of soluble beta-glucans and tryptophan. Tryptophan is the direct chemical precursor to serotonin, the primary neurotransmitter that regulates your mood. The friction here is severe. Talbina is not a quick drink. It is a thick, heavy gruel cooked with milk and honey. It acts as a calorically dense meal replacement that requires dedicated time over a stove. For physical sickness, the traditional texts focus on clear broths made from onions and lentils. Simmering extracts highly bioavailable quercetin, sulfur compounds, and B vitamins. It delivers raw recovery materials to the body without forcing your digestive system to work hard. The limiting factor is the flavor profile. A warm onion broth is intensely savory and pungent. It is highly effective when you feel the first chill of a winter cold, but not something to sip casually at your desk. These neuro and recovery drinks are heavy, high-friction interventions. You have to treat them as targeted medicine for specific biological deficits, not casual daily beverages. Then there is the extreme end of the traditional pantry, highly specialized single-symptom therapeutics. The clearest example is desert truffle water, which classical scholars prescribe strictly as a topical ocular wash. The process requires sourcing raw desert truffles, gently boiling them, and then straining and cooling the liquid to apply directly to the eye. Microbiological studies validate the practice. The truffle extract possesses strong antimicrobial activity against the exact bacteria that cause common eye infections, including Staphylococcus and Pseudomonas. But the barrier to entry is massive. Sourcing authentic desert truffles is incredibly difficult, and the financial cost is prohibitive for the average person. While the science proves the historical claim, the sourcing friction outweighs the utility. It represents the absolute limit of what is practical to integrate into a modern routine. You do not need to adopt all 20 of these historical drinks to optimize your health. You just need to match a few specific preparations to your exact biological needs. We compiled this data into the Primal Wellness Stack. If you are a budget optimizer, date water and onion broth yield robust hydration for pennies. For the clinical seeker, olive leaf and barley require high preparation, but the cardiovascular and neurochemical returns are undeniable. If you require zero-prep, hyper-palatable interventions that taste like candy, you should avoid this path entirely. You will not stick with traditional TIB decoctions. Biological optimization rarely comes from complex, expensive synthetic compounds. It comes from relentless consistency with scientifically validated basics. The highest return on your wellness investment comes when you finally accept the slight friction of ancient preparation in exchange for pure, proven physiological outcomes.